Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Workman. I am the man of constant hatred, and welcome to Drinking Age Movies Short, a show where we take a short look back at films that were released 21 years ago and discuss their impact on pop culture and filmmaking today. We are still taking our look back from January to June, and this week we're saying happy 21st birthday to The Truman Show, a film that was released June 5th, 1998.
And that, as much as anything else, led to my drinking problem.
Before we jump into The Truman Show, we're going to take a look back at August 28th, 1998 to see what was released against Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, the film that we did on Wednesday's podcast, in this week's Too Damn Short. This is a pretty standard biopic. It stars Halle Berry, Vivica Fox, and Lela Rochon as three women trying to claim that they are the widow and rightful heir to the estate of late singer Frankie Lyman. Okay, probably not that standard. With a great cast and a truly bizarre story as inspiration, it is a little sadder that this film didn't have a bigger impact. Ryan Phillippe, Selma Hayek, Neve Campbell, and Mike Myers were probably one of the hottest casts you could assemble for a film in 1998. So how did writer and director Mark Christopher manage to waste such a wealth of talent? It was Christopher's first feature film, and after barely making its $13 million budget back and gaining 2 Razzie nominations, it would be his last until 2005's Pizza. Never heard of that movie? Well, here's the poster. You can pretend I never brought it up. The Truman Show was written by Andrew Niccol. Originally, it was a one-page treatment titled The Malcolm Show, and he wrote it in 1991 as a dark science fiction thriller. It was purchased by legendary producer Scott Rudin in 1993 in that form, and Paramount Pictures immediately signed on to distribute it. While Niccol wanted to direct it as well, the studio thought he was too green to handle the $80 million budget they were going to throw at the project. After some searching, they would land on Oscar-nominated director of Witness and Dead Poets Society, Peter Weir, in 1995. Weir would ask Niccol to make some tonal changes to his bleak script, leading to the writer creating 16 different drafts until it landed on exactly what Weir was looking for. I feel more than anything, the story of The Truman Show is the story of Jim Carrey and his rise to prominence. Jim Carrey is a comedian from Ontario, Canada. As a teenager, his father lost his job and the Carrey family spent some time living in a camper van on their family's lawn and working odd jobs to keep themselves fed. After struggling to make it in comedy, Carrey dropped out of high school to focus on his career and moved to Hollywood at the age of 19. Skipping over to his moderate success, he was cast in smaller films such as vampire sex comedy Once Bitten, and some smaller roles in bigger films including Peggy Sue Got Married with Kathleen Turner and Nicolas Cage, and Earth Girls Are Easy with Geena Davis and Jeff Goldblum. Carrey's big break hit when he landed a role in the cast of the new Fox Network sketch comedy show called In Living Color. He would stay with the show during its 5-season run, playing fan favorites such as Fire Marshal Bill. He would make his way onto the A-list in 1994, when he had not one, not two,
our pets' heads are falling off!
but 3 successful films
They call me Cuba Pete. I'm the king of a rumba beat.
that would make a combined total of roughly $700 million. Jim Carrey had taken over the world, and 10-year-old Paul loved it. The following year, this newfound love and my love of Batman would collide when Carrey was cast as the Riddler in Batman Forever. I was 11. You know what? I still like that movie. I like that movie as much as some of you like judging me right now. Also, you should revisit Batman and Robin. 22 years later, it is an underrated gem that should be hailed as a modern classic. Carrey thought the script was brilliant, and very reminiscent of the life he was now leading due to his sudden global celebrity. This would be a departure from the screwball slapstick that he had become widely known for in the last decade of acting. Weir, however, saw Ace Ventura: Pet Detective and decided that Carrey's Chaplin-esque performance was perfect for the new direction of the film, and he was cast in 1995. They would have to put the production on hiatus for an entire year so that Carrey could finish productions on 2 other films, The Cable Guy and Liar Liar. The film would open to a $31 million weekend and would go on to gross $264 million worldwide. The role of Truman Burbank would grab Carrey heaps of critical success, including Siskel and Ebert dedicating an entire episode of their series to discuss his rise and place in film in 1998. The Truman Show would go on to grab Golden Globe nominations for Peter Weir, Andrew Niccol, and Best Picture Drama. Ed Harris would win for Supporting Actor, and Philip Glass and Burkhard von Dalwitz would grab the award for Best Score. Most shockingly, Carrey would pick up Best Actor in a Drama, an early indicator for the Oscar. Then, the Academy Awards rolled around. Weir, Niccol, and Harris all got a nom, but there wasn't one for Best Picture, and there wasn't one for Jim.
I'm not gonna make it.
In 2019, this film seems to blend into the landscape and seems more a commentary for the times. It was released in 1998, however, and now seems eerily prophetic. Its plot, containing constant surveillance and reality shows as life, wasn't commonplace of the times. In 2008, a New York Times article introduced a disorder in which an individual thinks their life is actually a reality television show, and was named Truman Syndrome, or the Truman Show delusion. When Andrew Niccol heard about this, he remarked, "You know you've made it when a disease is named after you." Carrey would go on to grab a series of high-profile dramatic roles in films like Milos Forman's Man on the Moon and Frank Darabont's The Majestic. You should also watch his Showtime series Kidding. It is quite brilliant.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
So that was The Truman Show. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you singing lyrics to a Rockwell song right now? Leave a comment down below. Let us know all of that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that little bell icon to get you some notifications so when we drop new videos, you know right away. You can follow us on Facebook at Drinking Age Movies. You can follow me at Father of the Fear on Twitter and Instagram. You can listen to our podcast on Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, or whatever it's called now, and Spotify. You can give to our Patreon at patreon.com/drinkingagemovies. My name is Paul Workman. I have been the man of constant hatred, and you have yourself a damn fine day. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like that hand gesture.